So anyway, first story, Bitcoin versus crypto. So in discussion with my friend, he asked me, like, what do you think about crypto? And I was like, well, I'm not a fan of crypto anymore. I was a crypto bro, and now I'm a Bitcoin maxi. I don't care about crypto. He's like, but when you say crypto, do you include Bitcoin? And I was like, no, I don't. And he's like, but Bitcoin's a cryptocurrency, therefore it's crypto. And I'm like, no, no, it's not. I mean, yes, you are correct theoretically, you are correct grammatically, but you are wrong empirically. You are wrong in the real world. And so I didn't think of this then, but I did sort of make that argument in dumber words. But what I thought about later was something I learned about the word octopus. And so to my buddy out there, what is the plural of octopus? Most people are going to go, well, it's octopi. Some people might go, well, it's or octopussies, which wouldn't make sense, or just really sounds bad. Nobody will ever say the correct answer, because theoretically, the correct answer is octopody, because octopus is a Greek word, not a Latin word. When you add the I, like octopi, you do that with Latin words. Octopus isn't Latin, it's Greek. And the way Greek words are pluralized is the opody, or it looks like opode, so it would be octopody. That's the theoretically correct way to pluralize octopus. Yet not a single human being speaking the English language ever says octopody, referring to plural of octopus. No one says that. Therefore, the correct answer is octopi or ox, because that's what we use. That language is a means of communication. It's a medium of communication. So whatever people use and they know what they mean, or the other person means when they communicate, then that is the correct answer. Doesn't matter whether it's theoretically correct or not. And here's what I realized. You have the empirical, and you have the theoretical. So when it comes to language, and I'm not an expert, this is just something I'm observing here. When it comes to language, you can be theoretically correct and empirically correct, and therefore ultimately correct. You can be empirically correct and theoretically incorrect, but still overall correct, because the empirical part is more important than the theoretical. So if you're theoretically wrong, theoretically correct, but empirically wrong, then you are wrong. It doesn't matter how correct you are on the theory. It just doesn't matter. If people use the words a certain way, no matter how wrong it is theoretically or academically or intellectually, whatever, if it's actually used and the communication succeeds through the use of the incorrect, then it is correct. Period. So, and here's the thing about Bitcoin and crypto. So I'm gonna two-part this one, because the first part is anecdotal, which I understand. Anecdotes are anecdotes. That's what they are. But then I'm going to broad stroke it as well. I'm going to apply my anecdote to the greater masses, which then ties back to my original argument that if it's empirically correct, it is correct. And that is, when I was first getting into crypto, I was a crypto bro. I did not like Bitcoin. I didn't understand it. It was intimidating. It seemed standoffish, if that's even a way you can put it. I just didn't like it, okay? Didn't like it. So whenever I said crypto, in my mind and on Twitter and in discussions with people, when I said crypto, I was not including Bitcoin in my mind. And I am 100% sure that the majority of crypto bros out there that are saying crypto in colloquial discussions are not including Bitcoin. In fact, when I did start getting into Bitcoin, and I was still very crypto friendly, I would actually say crypto and Bitcoin. And this was before I even heard the thing about, Bitcoiners saying that crypto is crow, or crypto is shit coins or whatever. Even then I was saying crypto and Bitcoin. Even then when I said crypto, it was not an umbrella for Bitcoin, or it didn't include Bitcoin under the umbrella, and I had to specifically include it whenever I said crypto. And if I wanted to, and then if I didn't, then I wouldn't, and I would just say crypto, and that would exclude Bitcoin in my mind. So that's one thing. And then, like I said, I've noticed that other people do the same thing. And when they are talking about Bitcoin, or crypto, my light just died. When they're talking about crypto, they're not including Bitcoin. They're just not. And and this is the thing, and it's because of the ethos of these two ideas. Okay, crypto wants to get rich. Bitcoin wants to get rich, but there's a huge difference. Crypto wants to get rich right now. Crypto wants to get rich immediately. So they invest in all these absolute coins and these stupid things like staking and liquidity pools and all this other garbage to try and get rich now. And then they end up getting rugged, and they end up losing money, and then they end up resenting crypto and maybe Bitcoin too. But in Bitcoin, they are willing to wait. It's like, yeah, they want to get rich too, but they are getting rich over time because they understand the fundamentals, the importance, or the fundamentals of money, and they understand that Bitcoin is a solution to a problem and not a solution looking for a problem. Okay, Bitcoin was invented to solve the problem of fiat oppression, worldwide destruction, infinite wars, infinite death, infinite poverty, and an unending devaluation of your savings. Bitcoin was designed and created and invented and given to the world to fix that. What does crypto fix? It doesn't fix anything. It doesn't solve anything. It doesn't bring any utility that's even remotely as important or functional or utilitarian as Bitcoin. Fixing the fucking money. And so, like, getting into these discussions where people are like, oh, crypto, this and this, and that. I'm just like, yeah, I've been there. I get you. I went through it too. I invested in some shit coins and got fucking rugged, Been there, done that. And I've also noticed it, and, a lot of people talk about this, especially Bitcoiners. It seems to be that a lot of us have all gone through that as well. We have all, gone through the crypto and then found ourselves with Bitcoin, That happens with a lot of people. So it's really interesting talking to somebody that's still, exactly where I was not less than a year ago, maybe a little more than a year ago. I really went full Bitcoin only early this year. So I was well on my way because I was starting to read and I was starting to understand and I was starting to invest. And it's true, man. The percentage of your portfolio that is in Bitcoin is directly correlated to your understanding of Bitcoin. It is true, unequivocally true. So anyway, that is my first Bitcoin story from the perspective of a Bitcoin maxi. Before I go on to my next story, I am going to turn off the goddamn air conditioner. So the air conditioner in this apartment is not wired up correctly. It's central air, and there's a giant AC compressor outside, which works magnificently. However, it's supposed to be automatic so that it just maintains the temperature all day. But whoever wired up the AC probably did a lot of other work in this house, given what I've seen, and didn't wire it up correctly. And so it doesn't automatically turn off the AC. It turned off the fan whenever it hits the temp. You have the fan on, which I prefer. I prefer the air to get circulated and run through the filter constantly. Then the air conditioner is on all the time. It never turns off. And so I have to manually switch it on and off. And if I set it on automatic, the fan turns off, but the AC doesn't. So the AC is on even though the air is not circulating in the apartment. So it's like, what? But the air is not going anywhere. So I'm just wasting electricity. So it's so but I got to fix that. I got to reverse the doors on the refrigerator because they open into a wall. It's like, yeah, cool. That's great. That's really helpful. Anyway, this apartment is weird.